Okay, start number 2. So we have y is 8 to the x, and we want to write 64 to the x. That's 8 squared to the x, which is 8 to the 2x, which is 8 to the x squared, which is y squared. Well, I guess you can also think of that, if you like, as 8 times 8 power x, that's 64, which gives me 8x times 8x, which gives me y times y, so y squared. Just another way of thinking about it. It's nice and maths when we have more than one way of doing something. 8 to the 1 minus 12x. So we get 8 to the power 1 times 8 to the power minus 12x. Or I could do that as divide, doesn't really matter. So that gives me 8 times, that's y to the minus 12, using the same technique as the first one. That's just 8y to the minus 12. Next one, 4 to the x. So 4 to the x, we have, sorry, I just lost the question, 4 to the x. And can write that as 2 squared to the x, so 2 to the 2x. So I just need to write 2 in terms of 8, so it's 8 to the third, so the cube root of 8 to the 2x. So it's 8 to the 2/3 x, so it's y to the 2/3. All right, second one, we have y equals ln x cubed minus 1. And we know x is 2, and we want the tangent. So straight away, sub in x is 2. So 2 cubed is 8, take away 1 is 7, so it's ln 7. Right, look how I did that. If you typed in, look, if you type this in your calculator, I'm going to show you what not to do. Don't do this. ln 2 cubed minus 1, because look, it doesn't give you an exact answer. Yeah, you can do 2 cubed minus 1 in your head. You have a brain, and then just put an ln in the front. That's it. Otherwise, you don't get exact answers. We get rounding errors. Then differentiate it. So it's 1 over x cubed minus 1 times by the bracket differentiated, which is 3x squared. So it's 3x squared over x cubed minus 1. Sub in x is 2. So I get 3 times 2 squared. So that's 12 on the top. And that was 7 worked out before. So I know that m is 12 over 7 because it's just the tangent. So y minus y1, ln 7, equals m x minus x1, which was 2. I'm going to times it by 7, so 7y minus 7 ln 7, and expand by 12, so 12x minus 24, and then just take everything to one side. So 12x minus 7y minus 24 plus 7 ln 7. Yeah, I often even need to use a calculator for that. If it asks for exact or mentions exact, then try not to use a calculator unless there's something you can't work out in your head. Leave stuff in terms of e's, ln's, sine, cos, etc. Okay, next one, another exact one. So we have arc tan x minus 2 equals minus pi over 3. And we need to work out what x is. Well, I'm going to do something which might help. I'm going to call this bit y. So I have arc tan y is minus pi over 3. Well, to get y, I need to get rid of the arctan. So I do the inverse to both sides. So I do tan and arctan cancel out. Now that look, I'm going to type on my calculator to see if that's a nice answer. Otherwise, I'd have to leave it as that because that's for exact. But it does give me a nice answer. Show it to me and do a root 3. Yeah, there we go, minus root 3. So y equals minus root 3. But it doesn't want y, it wants x. So y was x minus 2 is minus root 3. So add the 2 to that side, so it's 2 minus root 3. Fourth one, we have an iterative sequence. So a1 equals k, and an plus 1 is 2an plus 6. So work out a2, so just sub a1 into there, so I get 2 times k plus 6. A3, So sub a 2 into there, so it's 2 times this, plus 6, which gives us 4k plus 12 plus 6, which is 18. Then a4, sub in that into there, so it's 2 times that, plus 6, which gives us 8k, add 36, 42. Now, the reason I've done A1, A2, A3, A4 is because the one's just to show that the sum from 1 to 4 of AR is a multiple of 3. So that means I need to work out the first 4 terms and add them together. So if I add together these 4 terms, I get 1k, 2k, 3k, 7k, 15k, 6, 24, 66. So 15k plus 66. And to show that's a multiple of 3, I can factorize out of 3 and get left with 5k plus 22. So it's definitely a multiple of 3. And the last one, we have force of a particle. So the mass is 3. The force is 6e2t. We know that initially, so t is 0. It's at rest, so v is 0. We want the speed after 4 seconds. So it's variable force, so that means it's variable acceleration. So using F equals ma, I can get 6e2t equals 3a, so therefore a equals 2e2t. Now to get v, using dva, or up by integrate, so v, I'm going to integrate 2e2t, so I'm going to take a guess, and I'm going to guess that e2t is going to have something to do with it. So I'm going to differentiate that, and I get 2e2t, which is what I wanted. So e2t differentiates, give 2e2t. So 2e2t integrates, give e2t. I feel like I've said e2t quite a lot, and I need to remember plus c. So sub in t0, v0. So 0 equals e to the power 0 is 1. So 1 plus c. Therefore, c is minus 1. So v equals e to the 2t minus 1. Sub in t is, it was 4, wasn't it? 4 seconds, yeah. So v is e to the power 8 minus 1. Now, since the mechanics, they prefer actual answers, so the 3 significant figures, 2980 meters per second to 3 significant figures.